I do have a short statement to read. And 2 years ago, the 13th Town Council session began with 6 new councilors, which constituted a 2/3 turnover of the committee in one election. That included my going back on the council. We were immediately thrust into getting to know one another, idiosyncrasies, learning how to work as a team, and also negotiating a new contract with the town manager. I'm acutely aware that all of the happenings surrounding the council these past 2 years gave the public the appearance that little town business was being accomplished. However, I wish to dispel any question in your mind of the effectiveness of the 13th Council. It was one of the hardest working councils that I have been associated with in my prior 6 years on the council. During the past 2 years, the council has met innumerable meetings per week as a town council and in subcommittee. Outside of the work on the manager's contract, most of the work accomplished was in subcommittee, which allowed for considerable dialogue, discussion, and input from interested parties that resulted in establishing a consistent policy direction for the council. These achievements were due to the fact that we had individual councilors who were not afraid to ask hard questions on behalf of their constituents. We approved very important programs ranging from coalition bargaining with all town employees that had the potential to save the community a considerable sum of money on the health care cost. We increased monies for sidewalk and street reconstruction. We approved quarterly water sewer billing, provided additional capital funds for our schools and town buildings. And also we approved the lease of the Coolidge School that is designed to bring in, I think, an initial about $355,000 in the first year. Thereafter, $55,000 in fees per annum for 50 years, which should result in bringing in over $2 million in revenue to the council and the community. Of special importance is the council established a new subcommittee, namely the Budget and Fiscal Oversight Committee. This committee is charged with the responsibility through the council to provide policy direction to the town manager on fiscal matters. Despite the accomplishments at the end of the term of the 13th Council, we were marred by a tumultuous situation wherein questions were raised regarding the election process and the actions taken by the town manager. Although it is apparent that the manager had the authority to initiate a court review of the election, bypassing the council was inexcusable. I look forward to working with the 14th Council on such issues as the following: improving the town's overall infrastructure, both above ground and underneath. And in view of the fact that Watertown is one of the most densely populated cities in the Commonwealth, we need to look for opportunities to support and improve upon our commitment to open space. We also need to resurrect the bicycle/walk path plan that had become dusty on the shelf. We will also have the challenge of investigating the town's electoral process, and this examination will encompass all activities before, during, and after the election, including the manager's preemptive bid to take the matter to the Superior Court if the councilor had not taken action. In addition, it is imperative that we examine our charter in order to make some substantive changes to it. It has become quite evident that changes are in order. One question that quickly comes to mind is whether the President of the Council should be chosen by the council rather than the general public, and also whether a mayoral form of government would be closer and more representative of the people. There has existed for some time an imbalance between the executive and legislative branch that must be addressed. In closing and reflecting back over the past 2 years, could we have presented ourselves better on camera? Certainly so. My personal goal for the next 2 years is to officiate over a more mundane, hard-working council, and I'm asking the cooperation of each and every councilor to assist me in this endeavor. And thank you for your attention this evening.